So this girl who lives in fucking Taiwan wrote this article, What White Men Say in Our Absence. It's gross. And this is one of those things where they kind of, you know what? There's one of those things too where this is a classic girl thing where she's saying what white men say in our absence, and what she means is Asian people. But what the actual reality is white men talk like this in front of men of any race.
Of course.
Like, I will change how I speak when girls are around. I do not change anything when a different race is around.
No.
Dude, if
if anything, I maybe change the type of handshake I'll do.
that's it.
Yeah,
Sometimes you might. Danny code switches a little bit when you go back. You go, "What's up, brother man?"
Hey, brother man, what it do?
Do you ever? I do code switch a little bit when I'm with my fucking friends from home because it kind of like I feel like everyone code switches back a little bit to how you spoke, like that at that time period where you were like a unit.
I remember one time in Toronto at the corner was our buddy Chris Robinson was there. He's black. And then someone showed up and like there was like we were hanging out in a circle and gave everybody like a normal handshake and then he gave him like a non-hand. And I was like, what was that?
You called it out?
I literally called out at him. I go, that was weird. You just gave everybody a normal handshake and then the black guy.
It's the Obama handshake.
Yeah, he
translator.
Yeah, but I was just like, it's so just to see it. And you go like, what was that?
What's up, Daniel? Shlomo? Brother man.
Brother man, what it do?
What it do? But it is true. If I was making like Asian jokes where I'm like, oh, Asian chicks are some sort of ways, and an Asian guy was there, there's zero chance I would change what I was about to say.
Yeah.
But if a white girl was there, I might change what I'm about to say.
Yes.
So this whole thesis is, it's all designed to.
Wait, are you saying that this woman is a liar?
No, I'm saying that I don't think she's lying. I think she's indoctrinated. I think that their mind system can't differentiate between if people are doing things for racial reasons, if people are doing things because of gender reasons, if people are doing I bet you these people can't tell the difference between someone treating someone different because he's in a wheelchair and someone treating someone different because they're black.
Absolutely. She also thinks that
they've intersectionalized themselves into not being able to notice how people act in scenarios.
And she does, I guarantee you, have a baseline assumption that all white men are racist. So,
of course.
So that's kind of the starting point.
Exactly. Well, she goes, I overheard two white men discussing Asian women with an unfiltered openness achieved only under the guise of total privacy. They'd assume no one was around them. By the way, they're on a train.
Yeah.
So she goes, they thought. She's acting like she's some spy on the wall
I know.
that heard this conversation. I was underneath the seat. You know what I mean? Where they hear some squeak. What's under there? There's just some Asian lady with a fucking a notepad recorder, headphones on, just recording their conversation.
I'm going to write my own article for this website called The Cut about how fucking Asian ladies are nosy. All Asian ladies are nosy.
Yeah. It is funny though.
Mind the business.
It's, a bunch of guys are fucking talking shit on a train, and she's like on two trains over.
She got like the little fucking cup on the door.
Yeah. And what they said was, she goes, the first expressed his frustration because he was on a recent date with a Taiwanese woman that didn't result in sex. And his friend gave him some advice. He goes, they use a code. When I was living in Japan, I went out with this Japanese girl, and the conversation sucked, blah, 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 but she was hot. And then though it wasn't late, the girl kept saying how sleepy she was, he told his friend. So finally I took her back to her place, and, she wasn't sleepy, if you know what I mean. I don't know. These are even like dorky guys that would talk like that.
Yeah,
hey, imagine I'm like to you. I was like, what happens is they say they're sleepy. I took her back to my place, and, she wasn't sleepy, if you know what I mean.
These aren't the coolest guys. They moved to fucking Taiwan to teach English.
Right, yeah.
They're not like the coolest guys. Like,
it's kind of a dorky thing to do, yeah. And they goes, the two men laughed. Probably very evil, villainous laugh. And they go, so they don't actually tell you what you want. Now, she's she can't believe her ears, right?
Yeah.
She was under the thing like covering her mouth because she's so close to yelling or whatever, right? But you go, for one, I actually heard a guy talk about this recently. Like, he's an Australian guy that lives he lived in Japan and China and a bunch of those places. And he's like, when the cops come, basically, if you're a white guy, like, just get out of there because they'll always not take your side. Yeah. Kind of like, all the stuff that people might say about black people here. Apparently, that's like true about white people over there.
Also, it's known that culturally, Asian people are different culturally.
Well, you're not allowed to
point out. Culture's different.
You know what's the same thing is this person would watch an Asian comedian and go, see, white people, white girls are like this, but Asian women, we're a little timid. And she'd be like, that's so true.
Exactly.
And she go, so they're describing a difference.
Yeah. You're just seeing the cultural differences play out in reality.
Yeah, you go, is
and
everyone
she's
the
like,
same?
What? We're not different. And you go, yeah, you are.
Yeah, no cultures are different.
Again, and now maybe this is her issue, is they're like, nobody's saying Asian people are different. It's Asian people in Asia.
Yeah, you wouldn't give that advice.
Like, you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't see that
in
happening
New York,
on the train in L.A.
No, the guy wouldn't be like, oh, when they're Asian,
if it was in New York, those guys would be pushing her on the track.
Oh, shit.
In the
DP's
scoop.
on one. But yeah, so it's like, to watch that interaction and then fucking be so flabbergasted that you wrote an article about it and everything. And then she goes, yeah, so, okay, so apparently, like, saying I'm getting sleepy is, like, kind of the, like, let's bang code.
Yeah. In their culture. And probably every Asian person knows that. They go, yeah, that's how we approach this in our culture.
It'd be like a dude that's over here telling, like, some guy comes over here from Nigeria and he doesn't know what the white chicks. He goes, I don't know. She want me to go up to her house and get coffee. And I'm like, I want coffee. You go, no, when they ask you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. When they ask you for a nightcap, what they mean is they're trying to. Or whatever.
I thought you wanted to put a hat on me, and I was like, I wanted to go home.
I did not want to wear a nightcap.
I don't wear a hat.
That sounded very Russian black guy. She goes, I wasn't a stranger to white male expats preying on Asian women. That's so funny, too, because you go, okay, so if you are an Asian guy or a white guy that moves to, like, an Asian country, and 99% of the girls are Asian.
Yeah, and you're the predator.
You're a predator.
I know.
Like, who are you going to date? That's who lives there. My cousin actually went over there and did 3 years there. And now he married not over Korea. He married a Korean woman. And then North, obviously. Yeah. And he married a Korean woman. And now they live in Toronto together. And it was like, yeah, well, if you live somewhere for 4 years and that's what all the girls are, like, that's who you date.
Yeah, you're not a predator.
It's like a guy that goes to he goes to Duke University, and you go, the guy was preying on the women that went to Duke, and you go, where did he go to school? Duke.
Also Duke.
Also Duke. But for some reason, he was preying on only the Duke women.
Sick fuck.
This sick fuck. Right? So I wasn't a stranger to the guys preying on them. All my white coworkers exclusively dated or were married to Taiwanese women. You live in Taiwan. Yeah. This is one that is wild, right?
Yeah.
She goes, look at this. Every fucking white guy paired up with a Taiwanese girl. Where? Taiwan.
You fucking believe it. It's like, what is she like? Is she a segregationist, or is she stick to your own?
Yes,
go
she
find
is.
the random other white women here.
She legitimately is like a racist character of a white guy that doesn't want his daughter to date a black guy.
Yep.
She's like, well, look at all these women like getting preyed on by these evil white guys.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy. Eh? It is funny to switch the races sometimes and just be like, this is how you sound.
Yeah. And she goes, what? You're a racist.
8 years later, the incident on the train still troubled me. So 8 years later, she's still wandering around like, so sleepy. So fucking sleepy. Every time she sees a white guy with an Asian girl, she goes, fucking predator.
Oh, she lives in New York.
No, she moved to New York now, but she's still mulling about this incident that she saw when she was in
she hasn't been pushed on the tracks yet.
A white man. I was living in New York and writing a novel about a Taiwanese American woman with a complicated relationship to white men. She is both attracted to them and disgusted by her attraction. Like, that's where I was saying, can you imagine like being like this, like someone that was like, black guys. She was like, she liked black guys, but she was disgusted by the fact she like
stealing the premise of that Billy Bob Thornton movie with Halle Berry.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it was the Halle Berry. She won the fucking Oscar for it.
Where she liked the black. Halle Berry liked him, but she was disgusted.
He's racist.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's racist.
In this early version of the novel, my protagonist is married to a white man. Yeah, you're right.
And that's literally the premise: is he's a racist and they're in love.
How is that not more racist though? To be like, now I've written an article. I've written about a white woman who's dating an Asian woman who's dating a white guy, but she's fucking disgusted by the fact that she likes him.
Yeah. Like, go get therapy? I don't know.
Yeah. Go get therapy. You go or even just switch of the Asian and brown, where it's like an Indian guy that he's dating an Asian woman, but every time he sees her, he fucking looks in the mirror, he's disgusted by himself.
Just make the fucking white person not the
anything
guy.
With anything.
Go make a guy who's any person of color guy.
Right.
Then anything else, and you're like, oh yeah, that's not okay.
Right. So it's like, The fact that you think you're the less racist one in this article is so funny.
Yes. Also, why is it? Because they say, it's a product of a white worshipping Asian mother, white father with an Asian fetish. Why is it that if there's
she goes, I stumbled across the subreddit Happus.
Oh.
And that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So there's this subreddit, which is a community of people that have white Asian father or white father and Asian mother, and they have this community where they basically complain.
But why is
about
the
their dad.
assumption that the woman doesn't have a fetish of a white man?
Exactly.
Like, why is it just like it only goes?
Which probably for sure exists.
Yeah, I'm sure there's women who fetishize white men.
Definitely.
Asian women who goes, I want a white man. That's the only person who does it for me.
Exactly.
But like, why is it?
Because they're victims and they have no agency.
No agency, yeah. As it should be. That's the one thing I agree with. Yeah, they shouldn't have any agency.
They don't have, yeah,
I'm on board with that.
Well, in the acting community, they definitely have no problem getting an agency.
Goddamn fucking bidding war.
All you have to do is come out as non-binary.
Yeah,
We got no problem getting an agent.
None at all.
So, they just the people say they have mental health issues, and they were a product of white worshiping because their mom dated this white guy, right? But it's funny because there is like, how annoying would it be to be a dad that was, I guess, any of the different ones. Like if you were an Asian dad with like a half black daughter that was racist against you, or like a white dad with a half Asian daughter that like was going through like a real hate white men phase, and you'd have to like tell your daughter what to do, and her being like, you fucking colonizer, you don't tell me what to do because you're white, you think I can tell, and you're like, no, it's not because I'm white. It's because I'm your dad.
Yeah.
And you go,
yeah, well, you're my dad because you're white.
Yeah, you're my dad because you're a fucking colonizer.
So fucking get off my back, Terry.
And and you have to be like, okay, well, and still clean your room. Be like, oh, like I'm your fucking house servant.
And you go, no, and then you're like, you know what, fine, I'm going to get your mom to tell you, oh, isn't that rich? You're going to get the fucking female person of color.
Bully the person
You're going to bully them to tell the half person that it's really rich, Terry.
I'm going on Happus to complain about this. So my fucking white dad.
I bet that happens quite a bit.
Dude, it's legitimately just like a emo, like my fucking dad is the worst, but they just put like my fucking white dad is the worst.
I bet de Blasio gets it real bad. Like,
oh yeah,
goes,
my fucking white honky dad.
Yeah.
You'll never guess what this fucking honky wants me to clean my fucking room. Like I'm some sort of
you're half white. It's like, take that back.
You take that back, you fucking honky son of a gun. All right. Thank you for watching that clip, supporting the channel. If you like The Boyscast, there's a new episode every week at patreon.com/TheBoyscast.
That's patreon.com/TheBoyscast.